How's it going, everyone? It's Patrick here, and you're at Your Fitness Underground in Dean's Grange. So as you can see, Your Fitness Underground is a fitness circuit. But mainly what I want to do today is I want to chat to you about how you can use the workout to suit different goals. Okay, so not everybody wants to achieve the same thing. We've got some women who purely want to lose weight in the scales, and then you'd have some guys who kind of want to build muscle mass. And generally, sort of a fitness class would usually kind of be geared towards one or the other, but you can actually use this workout to kind of do both. And there's going to be kind of a few variables that you're going to have to change depending on which goal you're going to do. Okay, so the one thing you can't avoid, the variable you can't avoid in this is time. Okay, so it is a circuit. You're all locked into a certain time frame that you have to get it done. Okay, usually it's kind of 45 seconds in each exercise, and then you have to move on to the next one. But there is a way you can kind of attack each exercise that's going to develop either more towards size or more towards kind of cardiovascular training. So it's a workload on the muscles or a workload on the heart. Okay, and then the actual mixture of everything would be metabolic conditioning, which is kind of what the class is sort of based around. And that now, in my experience and in my opinion, probably would be the best thing to kind of go towards, is just kind of follow the flow of the class to get kind of a mixture of fat burning and muscle building. But again, not everybody wants to kind of build a bit of muscle, even though that's muscle tone, and not everyone kind of wants to actually just purely lose weight on the scales. Okay, and then the second very important variable in that I'll kind of touch on in the end is going to be your calorie intake. Okay, so weight on the scales is almost like an abacus of calories, if you want to think of it that way. If you're burning more calories than you're taking in, your weight's going to drop on the scale. You're going to find it kind of hard to build any amount of muscle. And then the opposite applies. You know, if you come here and you burn 800 calories doing this workout, and then that gives you a hunger, you go home and eat 1,000 calories, you know, it's not really going to do much in terms of weight loss for you, okay? That is kind of going to build muscle, okay? So it's all about getting the muscle stimulus and then what sort of nutrition you're going to feed those muscles after it's done, okay? So if you want to follow me, I'll kind of talk you through what I mean. So every 45 seconds the whistle blows and you move around to the next exercise. Okay? And you know that I give out, it is suitable for beginners, it's suitable for advanced because I give beginner exercises, I give advanced exercises. Okay? And depending on what type of exercise it is, I usually call it cardio, strength, plyometrics, or something like that. Or else something like kettlebells, which will fall into kind of the strength category. Okay? So I'm just going to give you a quick demo. Now let's say that you wanted to build purely muscle mass, okay? It's all about kind of separating the muscle groups and giving a stimulus on the muscle, okay? So for the 45 seconds, let's say I give you an option of doing push-ups or a burpee. Now push-up is going to just isolate kind of, your chest, your pushing muscles of your upper body, okay? It's going to work it. Now you want to try and work that until you're fatigued. You can't really do any more, okay? So dropping down, doing a push-up, completely flat push-up, all the way down, it's going to stimulate the muscle all the way through. Okay? If you do a burpee, that's a full body exercise. It's a lot of jumping movements. That's going to develop power, not so much for size, but to kind of burn calories as a whole. Okay? So a burpee, pushing up, and so you can see a lot of muscles sort of engaged there and firing. So that's burning glycogen, which is sort of like an energy store in your muscle, in different muscle groups all at the same time. So your heart's trying to work, pumping blood to your upper body, then your lower body, and it doesn't really know what to do. So it kind of has to raise itself up to try and compensate for the workload you're putting on it. Okay. Now for something like the legs, now squats is generally an exercise that we always do. Okay. So I know you can't escape time in a circuit. What you can do is, the very thing you can change is the weight. Okay, so now the resistance exercises, you can change the weight. It's just going to put an extra workload on the muscle that you're training. Okay, so if you are looking just to burn calories, you could come into the squats and you could just do body weight. You're going to hammer them out really quick. Okay, all the way through for the full 45 seconds. Okay, that's really going to raise your heart rate up quite a lot because you're moving more. It's more like doing cardio, like going for a run. You're just consistently moving over a longer period of time. Okay? So, but if you wanted to build strength, you want to build muscle mass, what you do is you come up, you get the heaviest weight you could lift, and the legs, and let's say 4, okay, and then your legs are burning. Drop the weight, shake out your legs, and do it again. Okay, all within the same 45 seconds. So it's all about going heavy if you're looking to build muscle mass, because that's what's going to stimulate the muscle fibers a little bit more. Because you're taking a break, it's not going to stimulate your heart anywhere near as much. Okay, so you probably find that you get a much better kind of pumped feeling in your legs doing that than you would if you're just kind of banging out a load of reps just to raise your heart rate. Okay, now a little bit of exercise that we do. I'll show you here now because it's kind of similar to the squat. Would be sort of plyometrics. Okay, they're sort of the jumping movements where you're kind of springing, anything where you sort of leave the ground. Okay, so a good example. Now this is Tuesday's workout that we're looking at next. I'm just going to use some of the exercises in this to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So plyometrics. You can see that this is a jump squat, and how it differs is that your legs leave the ground. Okay, so plyometrics would generally be sort of a mixture exercises. So it is going to stimulate muscle. You will get a burning sensation in your legs, but yes, your heart rate will be quite high when you're doing this one. Okay, so leaning back, exhale, spotting to the legs, and absorbing the landing, stimulating the shock absorbers, and firing straight back up again. Okay, so plyometrics, already maybe 4 or 5 jumps, and I can feel the heart rate just going up rather quickly. Okay, so whether you're doing this to build strength or to sort of burn calories, you need to hammer it out on the plyometrics, okay? Hammer it out, getting the heart rate up is what burns the calories, okay? Hammering these out is also going to stimulate the muscles. So when it comes to the plyometric movements, no matter what your goal is, just, dig deep and hammer away at it and just kind of wait till that whistle blows and just keep going, okay? Now I'll show you what I mean on, like, let's say the tires. So you've got different weights of everything, okay? So align your tire, okay, for beginners, okay, so if you don't have the strength to lift the big one, don't attempt it, okay. So a smaller tire, if you're looking to burn calories, you're much better off doing consistent reps. You can see that I'm just consistently moving throughout. You stop, just keep hammering out for the 45 seconds, okay. But if you wanted to build strength, come over to the bigger one. It's quite heavy. Okay, it's going to put a bigger stress on your muscles as you're doing it. Okay, so coming up, getting close, getting a good grip, and up, and pushing it over. You can take a rest, and then go again. Okay, so shake out. You can really feel it. Even just one, I can feel it stimulating the legs and the glutes. And always, just when you're doing that one, just make sure that your lower back is straight. Okay. So again, I'll show you an example in an upper body movement. So you just want to follow me over here. Over TRX. Actually, no, we'll stop off with the swings. Okay, so do the swings as an example. So you're looking to burn calories. Come into the swings. Grab something light. Work the speed. You do that consistently fast for a full 45 seconds. Your heart rate is going to skyrocket. And again, your heart rate controls your body temperature. Your body temperature is what burns calories. Okay? So the hotter you are, the warmer you are, the more calories you're going to burn, and the more weight you're actually going to lose. Okay? And then again, working the bag. You come into the bag, you can do very powerful strikes on the bag, or else you can just come in and work at a consistent rate like that. Just hammering at speed, keeping the heart rate up. Okay? But for burning calories, the general rule is that you don't want to stop doing anything. If a weight is too heavy and it's forcing you to stop, drop the weight down so you can work the full 45 seconds. Okay? So coming through. Onto T-Rex row. So T-Rex row again to burn calories. Maybe come to 45 degrees and then just start hammering them out. For the full 45 seconds, just try and get as many reps as you can. Just keep working. You can see that this probably resembles being on something like a cross trainer a lot more. Okay? Then when you kind of make it a little bit harder on yourself, it's back more. When you make it a bit harder on yourself, this doesn't resemble being on a cross trainer at all. Okay, this resembles more so being like on a weight machine. So you're flatter, you're taking more of your own body weight. Exhaling up, and slow time under tension is what's going to stimulate the muscle to grow on this one. Okay? So just so you know that there are kind of two ways to do everything depending on what your goal is, okay? And in terms of calories, now there's 3,500 calories in a pound of body fat, okay? So if you do the math, 2 pounds of body fat a week is 7,000 calories, 7 days, 1,000 calories a day. So I have a BMR up on the blog, yourfitness.ie/blog. Put in your details there, and it's going to give you a very general idea of how many calories you burn in a day. Okay, that's called your maintenance. Okay, your basal metabolic rate is maintenance. So I think mine's about 3.2, so I burn about 3,200 calories a day. If I were to eat that amount, generally speaking, I wouldn't get any heavier on the scales. Okay, now if I were to do this class consistently at maintenance, I would basically recondition. I'd stay the same weight, but fat would slowly start turning into muscle. Okay. Now I think that's a very good thing to do. It's a very good way of getting generally, improving your shape. Okay. If you want to kind of kickstart it into kind of fat burning, you can still give yourself about a 500 calorie deficit a day, and you can still, as long as your protein's high and you're eating, responsibly, you can still build muscle mass while burning body fat. Okay. So somewhere between 0 maintenance and minus 500 is the best thing to do. But again, most people just want to kind of trim down, lose the fat, and they just want to maintain muscle size. If that's the case, well then I'd say about 1,000 calories deficit should be fine. So if you're a woman and you find out that you burn 2,500 calories a day, minus 1,000, eat 1,500 calories a day, and do this, and you will get lean pretty quick. I can guarantee that. Okay, so you're going to lose about 2 pounds of body fat a week. But because you're exercising, because you're getting the stimulus from working here, you shouldn't lose muscle mass. Okay, now you're not really going to find it hard to build muscle mass at that, but you should be able to build. Okay, okay, I think I'll wrap it up there. So not only has this been sort of an idea of how to either build or sort of burn body fat as you're doing this, but hopefully, if anybody's looking, it kind of gives you a good idea of kind of what the class is all about. Okay, so we'll be constantly putting up information for all you guys up on yourfitness.ie/blog. Okay, the BMR calculator, you have to download it, that's up there already. And yeah, if you got any questions, you can just get on to me or any of the guys. So I'm Patrick at yourfitness.ie. Yeah, and then just keep checking the blog for kind of updates and things like that, and recipes, etc. Okay, that's me done. Thanks for watching. Best of luck. Okay, so flying solo here, just a really quick recap of what I was talking about there. Okay, a lot of information to take in. I know I kind of started to just like let loose on the old info there. You know what I mean? I speak my mind a bit too much. So to sum it up, strength. If you look at the build size, stimulate muscle, keep the calories up, and keep the weight as heavy as you can perform. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you can't keep it going throughout the whole circuit. You just need to stimulate as much muscle as you can. So the heavier, the better. Working continuously becomes secondary at that point to the weight. Okay? If you're looking geared more towards just burning calories, losing weight, toning up, you don't really care about muscle size or bulk, and just try and work at a consistent rate all the way through. Okay? Like when I blow on the whistle, get into the next exercise as quick as you can. Okay? That's going to keep the heart rate up there, spike it. Okay? When it comes to the jumping movements, things like that, really hammer them out because there the heart rate spikes. Burning carbs and burning fat at a great rate, the higher your heart rate is. Okay, so that's definitely going to be a plus in terms of losing weight on the scales. But yeah, if you just want to kind of follow the course, do whatever weight feels kind of, not comfortable, but whatever weight you can do, not going too heavy, not going too light. Exactly, it's going to be reconditioning, and that's what this class is all about. Okay, so you will lose body fat and you will lose muscle. It's sort of like the happy medium that kind of adds to, what a good shape is. Okay, so in my opinion, if I was doing the class, that's how I do it. Get a little bit of muscle stimulation, and then, burn all the calories as well. Now, it's not like if you're not firing through it, you're still going to burn a significant amount of calories. It's metabolic conditioning. It's designed to raise your metabolism for up to 48 hours after you've done the workout. Okay, but again, if you want to pound out 1,000 calories, just fly through it, like you're possessed or something like that. And then strength, calories high, weight as heavy as possible, okay, and just keep lifting that weight until your legs burn. Okay, so again, check through the blog. I'll put all this into writing. I think that's going to make a little bit more sense because this is probably been hard to follow. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to post it before or after this video, so it's either up there or down there. But check down the blog and you'll find it. And then again, if you have any questions on that, you can either post comments on the blog, or you can contact me directly at patrick@yourfitness.ie. Okay, and that's it. Enough of me. So thanks for listening. Best of luck with the class. I'm extremely happy with how everyone's performing. You're doing great. I can see a lot of people are really, hammering out. It's not gotten any easier, but the amount of work that you can do in the class has definitely increased, and that's what it's all about. If you find it easy, you just ain't pushing yourself. Okay, so thanks a lot, everyone, again. That's it from me, and enjoy the class. Best of luck. Bye-bye.